God ceased from his work on the sixth day, on the seventh day he rested. When God rested, your life was perfected. Who you are, what you are, where you are, and who you with was perfected. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Go ahead, sir.
That's why, okay, they choose to live in the love of God.
Yes.
Because the love of God tells me we all included.
Yes.
Religion tells me, like it told me, you have to stop smoking this,
Yes.
you have to stop going over here, you got to stop. The love. Grace says, Charles, my grace is sufficient for you.
Yes, God.
And I'm going to get my glory to showing the host of the heavenly places that I'm going to use you in spite of you.
Yeah, come on.
That didn't go over there, but I'm going to say that again.
Come on.
The church has been built, and I'm going to close with this because I feel Jesus. The church was birthed. The Bible says that now unto the principalities and powers of heavenly places might be known by the church the manifold wisdom of God. Let me explain what that means. You and I are here that God can show the host of heaven how wise he is.
Yes.
Manifold means manifested, it means it's seen. So the church is where God shows all the devils and all the angels and all the other ones who want to call themselves God. He shows all the hosts of heaven his wisdom to work in his church. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let me stop and talk about that. Do you understand the investment God has in you? If you understand this investment in you, it's going to stop from being concerned about people.
Come on, sir.
Do you understand that of all this creation and all the life on this earth, God invested in you?
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand that he took his best investment, himself, and placed it in you?
Yes, God.
I see, we play too much church. We do too much religion. Do you understand that God himself, Melinda, chose his church, invested in his church, and then decided that through his grace, he's going to get his own return on it. He going to leave it up to you to give a return on his investment. So when God pulls you through something that he put you in the first place, it's for them to, the principalities power say, oh, look how wise he is. Y'all know that.
My God, my God.
If you just start feeling sorry for yourself, if you just start believing, let me say it again. Hallelujah, Jesus. This is a war, and I want you to see something. This is what God started with nothing. But when he started, he already had a vision for his church. But to show his wisdom, he started way back then when he said, let there be light. If you look at biblical history, everything was leading towards the church. His vision was always you.
My God.
I don't know if you can understand how special you are. I don't know if I can make you understand, no matter how you feel about yourself, how special you are to God. I don't know if I can make you understand no matter what they say to you. When God started this thing with a blank slate, and he said, let light be, is what he said. And the earth came, and he said, let there be light. The light came on, he brought the earth out of the water. He has you in mind. If you could plan to have a child 2 years from now, you think God can't plan to have a church 2 million years later? Y'all not talking back to me. If you could plan, you would do something 2 years from now. You think he can't plan or couldn't plan to have the church come? So now that we're here, now that you're here, his investment is in you. How special does it make you? But here's what life tells you. You came up in the wrong neighborhood. You came from the wrong parents. Y'all not going to talk to me. Life gives you all these reasons. Because what life would do, what history do is fill you up with all kinds of stuff contrary to what God's will is for you. But when you got saved, the Holy Ghost came to live in you. The Bible said to be a witness that you're God's child. So right now, regardless of what you think about yourself, you are God's investment. You are God's inheritance. God, you don't hear me?
Yes, God.
When God wanted to inherit something, he chose the church. And then he gave you inheritance. So God claimed us to be his own from the time he said, let there be light. How special does that make you? Then how can you think that something, oh yes, Holy Ghost, I'll go there, that something is wrong in your life? Here's how God does it. The Holy Ghost will have me to say this to somebody. You become a workpiece. God's workmanship. That's Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. Y'all do read the Bible, right? You're his his workmanship, his product. So when you become saved, God begins to work in you to bring something out of you. So he begins to cultivate your life.
Yes, yes, my God. Good. Come on.
See, and because there's something in his spirit, that your spirit that he's trying to get out, it takes a lot of cutting.
Yes.
It takes a lot of pruning, a lot of digging. So when you think you're in hot water, God's cultivating something. See, if you go into your backyard and you digging that dirt, to you just digging, but if that dirt has some feelings, it don't feel good. Y'all not talking back to me. So if you understand that you see, before the host of heaven, the principalities and powers in heavenly places, you become a workstation. So God speaks a promise to you when you get saved. It's his job now to bring that promise to pass. That means that most. So he begins to cultivate your life. Good God from that. And it's painful because he's trying to tear things out of you. He's trying to place things in you, and your natural self is going to fight that. So while you are here on earth, he's always working in you until you're in the thing that he told you. And if you have not got there yet, he's working in you. And when you get to one place, he'll tell you something else. So you're off. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. God will always be working in you to bring something out of you. But if you look at it from the fact that you're up on the grace, when I'm hurting, God is working something out. I told some people last night, when you go through something for two reasons. Either give God praise or to learn something.
That's right. That's right. That's true.
When you're in any kind of experience, either it's an experience you to praise him, which you should at all times, but when you're in pain, and then you're in degradation, and then you're in all this discussion, frustration, God is working something out in your life. And you have to know that since you're up under grace, somebody all under grace. Since you're up under grace, you're up under God's influence. Now how powerful is your God? I have to ask you. If you feel that you're losing, then how powerful is your God? Who's the God that you serve? Oh, this is good stuff here, man. I'm glad I came to church. If you feel that something is wrong in your life, then who's the God that you serve? If you know that it's by grace that you're saved through faith, right? If you know that you're living up under grace, if you know that, then see, what I'm trying to do is get you to shift your attitude. To shout about things that you're crying about. I want you to grow up to this point. You know when you're growing up, when you shout about things you used to cry about. Y'all know I'm talking to me. I'm preaching really good. You know you're growing when you get bad news and shout. You know you're growing when you get bad news and go to sleep. When you used to be looking up at the ceiling all night, tossing and turning in the bed, and I say, okay, that's the Lord doing, I'm good with that, and you go to sleep, you're growing up. Y'all ain't talking back to me. Because that's what the pain is for. I'm not talking to anybody here. The pain, I told you before, God will make you fail until you pass.
That's right. That's true. That's right. You're going to keep on failing.
The only way you're going to pass is when you begin to trust him. As long as you keep trying to do it in your strength, you're going to keep failing. But the pain of failure is to get you to the place where you pass. So if you understand, my God, don't look at failure as something you call failure, because in Christ there is no failure. You're going to be failure in God. How can you be discouraged if you're in faith? Because if I'm living in faith, I'm in God's word, right? Am I moving to, am I preaching this right? So how can I be discouraged when discouragement coming after me? How can I feel discouragement if I know I'm in a perfect plan? How can I see anything in my life as failure when I know that God is working it out? It looked like Jesus failed, didn't it? Can I help you all with this? It looked like Jesus failed, didn't it? When they was beating him, when he was on that cross, it looked to the world that he was defeated. And all God was preparing him for the crown that he promised him in the first place. So how can you look at the circumstance of your life and say that's a failure? You know why we look at it that way, Melinda? Because we don't see from the perspective of God. Let's just try to get a shift here tonight. I want everybody who here to try to, I want you to begin to see from the eyes of God. Because the Bible says that Jesus presented us holy and unblameable in his sight. So I want you to begin to see your life like I'm able to do right now from God's sight. That's not on the side of your mate or your husband or the church folk or the pastor. I want you to begin to see yourself. This is good though. If you walk with me, say amen. I want you to begin to see yourself the way God sees you, which is totally different because he wrote it down for you. He told you that you're faultless. Do you see yourself as faultless? If you did, you wouldn't be condemned after every mistake. Because a lot of us in here, we shout on Sunday and then we feel guilty because we thought the wrong thought.
Yeah.
Y'all not going to talk to me. And a lot of us come, we shout and we feel guilty about who God made us to be.
Yeah.
Some of y'all